Hi, and welcome to Book Chat with Julie. I'm Julie with the North Little Rock Public Library System right here in North Little Rock, Arkansas, and welcome to my dining room table for another book chat. This is May, and we're going to go back a little bit in time to the Gilded Age. The Gilded Age was a time period that was roughly between 1870 and the late 1890s. And that was a time of progression. There was a time of old money and new money meeting, lots of inventions. A lot of the things that we know today in our world and that we use today in our world were being invented during the Gilded Age. It was a time where old money did not appreciate the new money coming in with their progressive ways, and all of a sudden that they had money and they thought that they could live on the street. So where you lived on the street, no matter what street it was, 5th Avenue, 7th Avenue, if you lived on the high end, did you live on the low end, or did you live smack dab in the middle of the street? And then which side of the street did you live on? All of those things mattered during the Gilded Age. That was, big things going on. And carnival glass, as you can see, I have a couple little pieces. I have a lot that filter in and out throughout my book chats. They started making an appearance in the late 1890s into the early 1900s as well. So I don't think any of these pieces are that old, but I did have carnival glass collectors in my family on both sides throughout the years. So the Gilded Age, we do have in the library, we have the DVD. That was a show that was on HBO Max here in the last couple of years. This is season 1. Season 2 is kind of rotating on the streaming channel right now. So the library should have season 2 here within the next few months as well. That's a great binging if you like to get DVDs and binge for the weekend. It's a great people portraying during the Gilded Age, and that was a great show. So we all know that the Astors and the Vanderbilts were the top names, and that there was a huge feud during that. So we have Anderson Cooper's book, and this is Astor, The Rise and Fall of the American Fortune. This is by Anderson Cooper and Catherine Howe. And that's a good story. This is a nonfiction. It's circulating in the library. And if you want to get a little more into the Vanderbilts, here is Ari Newman's Mrs. Vanderbilt. And it is floating around. And I say this in every video that I do for Book Chat is Hoopla and Libby, Canopy. Those are our 3 big streaming where you can borrow things with your library card. All of these are on there. They're in audio form. They're in ebook form. There's different videos. There may not be this one on Hoopla, but there's different videos and documentaries all about the Gilded Age. 2 other books that are kind of floating around in the library and on Hoopla and Libby as well is The Last Dollar Princess by Linda Bennett Pennell. And that was a great one. And, there's always scandals, no matter what time period you're talking about, there's always scandals, and this one has a little bit of a scandal, a Gilded Age scandal. And then The American Beauty by Shanna Eby. And both of those are, again, floating around the library as books, Hoopla and Libby. And I think any of these that you choose to pick up this May month and going into the summertime of something good to read will take you back to the Gilded Age, and I hope that you will enjoy that. And I thank you for joining me for another episode of Book Chat with Julie.